What's going on, folks? This is Steve with Race Day, and we are here for No Limit Racing at Watkins Glen. Some early season action on road course racing. Cannot wait for this. We should be joined here momentarily with Wesley, our good friend and commentator as well. So we'll get him in the booth here momentarily. But right now, we have qualifying already over. Warm-up's already over. Dalton Tucker is your pole sitter. So we're going to join trackside now for the grid. We are going to get ready here for some intense 54 laps of road course racing here tonight. Here we go. There they are right now. Dalton Tucker is going to be your pole sitter. Looking very, very fast, obviously. There they are. That's how they stack up right now. Ryan Dingler, P2. Brian Wirtz in P3. Sean Lodison in P4 right there. Very, very good. P5, Joel Hamilton. P6, Aliza. Matt Cherry in P8, Matthew Correa, 9th place. Alex Muscalera in P11, Brandon Fernapple in 12th. There he is, Brandon Barrier. 13th spot, Isaac Mock in P14. Colin Johnston rolls off P14. Ryan Ruzzi in 16th, Quentin Lee in 17th place, Anthony Hutchinson in 18th, Michael Wolf in 19th, Martin Martinek in 20th, Morgan Sterling, there he is, 21st place, not on the pace lap, Chris Taylor in 21st, Travis Daly in 24th place, Hank Caston in 25th, and then Daniel Haff in 26th, Matthew Taylor as well in 27th, but not showing him currently on the track, so we'll see how that works here a little later on. But right now, that's your field, folks. We're going to get one lap here under pacing conditions and 54 laps. Stick around later on. We have a giveaway to give away. Giveaway to give away. Is that how you say it? I guess it is now. So for the IMB, $25 gift certificate yet again for their awesome merch. We'll do that here momentarily, about halfway through the race, so we'll get to that. But big thanks to you folks for being here and supporting Race Day, supporting No Limit Racing League. Cannot wait to get this thing underway and fired up here. Local cautions only for today, so we're not going to see traditional yellow flags when things happen, right? So wrecks or mishaps, things like that. We're going to see just local cautions. So the drivers will know, hey, watch out, in turn 2 or 3, whatever it might be, to avoid a wreck, but no full course cautions unless something is big enough to block the track. So we'll find out how that works here in a bit. But right now, 54 laps, no scheduled interruptions, no stages. A long way to go here for Watkins Glen. Always a fun time here, road course racing. These can be some easy points if you know what you're doing, if you practice, put the practice in right. But here we go. Lap 1 of 54. One wreck can ruin your day, but we're going to find out real soon how that works out for them. Pace car going to pull in. Here we go. Watkins Glen for No Limit Racing. And we are green. That big run down to turn 1. Can they get through it cleanly? So far, it looks like it. Everyone getting through beautifully, single file right now in the first part of the pack. Through the S's so far, great job by all these guys to get through. Here comes the infamous bus stop, the entrance. Gotta be careful all the way through here. 3 wide right there, though. That's not gonna work. 1 car off. Might be Brandon Barrier in the back of the bus stop right there. 13 goes around as well. Colin Johnston right in the middle of the track. Got to keep it going. No yellows, keep in mind for that kind of thing. Dalton Tucker already off to a great start in that P1. Dingler and Wirtz battling right here. Here we go. Last corner of the track. All kinds of madness right here. Getting through it. Different braking zones, different acceleration points. You gotta be careful about who's around you. So far, we are pretty clean right now. All around this racetrack, folks. Great job. Dalton Tucker continues to do a really good job. Again, lap 2, right? This is going to be a pretty continuous race. It's going to be green the entire time. We expect fuel to be about 20 laps or so. So definitely expect to see probably 2 pit stops, maybe even 3, depending on how they feel for tires. But tires and whatnot, especially in these cars nowadays, you really don't need to take tires all too often, especially on road courses. So we're going to see how this works out. Man, these guys are looking pretty sharp already early on into this race. All the way through the field, Dalton Tucker right now going to come through the last corner, going to start lap 3. Let's take a ride on board real quick. Take a ride around Watkins Glen here. Here he is, comes down right here, down to turn 1. Big, heavy braking zone. Great passing zone here, too, if you can line it up right. Keeps it going. Use up all those rumble strips. Wide entrance here into the S's. Nice upshift early. Fastest part of the racetrack right here. Gets all the way up to high speeds and then a huge braking zone here. Hug that right side barrier. Boom. Lots going on there. This carousel going to be really, really patient throughout this. You can use all that racetrack right here. Yes, you can. All. Great job, acceleration points. This corner right here. Hit the apex perfectly. Next corner is pretty similar, but just a right-hand turn. There you go. A 1 lap around Watkins Glen here in the Next Gen Cup car. Great job there for Dalton Tucker, looking pretty smooth. Getting word a second ago that a couple of drivers went off track. Michael Wolf looks like might have had an issue. Let's go back real quick and see if we can take a look. Looks like maybe in turn 1 they... Oh, braking zones. Gotta be careful there. Oh no. Yikes. Turn 1, that's gonna be the issue today all day long. Big, heavy braking zone, but you have to slow it down really, really well. We're gonna try and catch up on these folks, all the incidents that happened. Right now, look at this. Great racing. Dalton Tucker in P1. Dingler in P2. Looking pretty good as far as trying to catch him. Right now, 1.1 seconds back. Can definitely catch him here momentarily. A long way to go. Close battle here between Noah Rainwater and Alex. Gonna dive it down low here. Yeah, can't get him just yet. Came off the corner way better than Rainwater here, and gonna go right on by. Great move there for Muscarella. Be so careful in that turn 1 entry. Everyone else looking pretty sharp too. Brandon Fernaffel. Looking pretty stout so far. Ryan Ruzi, Anthony Hutchinson. All looking very, very sharp. Bunch of cars right now spread out. 53 has some damage right there. Brandon barrier on the front end. It's not terrible, but definitely enough to affect the car a little bit. Morgan Sterling getting word. Hit the inside wall there off turn 1. Looks like he's okay. Not too bad. Front end looks fine. A little miss out though in turn 1, not a bad thing. Matt Cherry right here currently in P5. 6 laps into this event. Big thanks obviously to Butt Taker and IMB for all their support. We're going to be giving away some great giveaways here momentarily for IMB. Seeing a bunch of drivers coming off track right there. They can use up a lot of the track in most of these corners. Turn 1 is pretty picky as far as, you know, when to get off track. You don't want to get too far off. You'll get an incident point there, but overall, not too bad. Nice early entrance here for the 13. Gets it done. Ryan Dingler is catching up. He's 0.7 of a second back and is catching. Let's ride on board real quick, see how he's doing it. Yeah, right there in the braking zone, he looks pretty good. Catches him right here. Off corner looks pretty decent as well. He's going to get that draft here in a second, too. It's not going to be a huge advantage, but definitely will help, especially in this long straightaway here. So far, yeah, you're going to hit your corners and hit your apexes, right? You can do pretty well, pretty quick. Travis Daly right now looking pretty solid, P19. Bunch of cars right here in the 47, Isaac Bach. Looking good, Quentin Lee as well. Overall, everyone's looking pretty solid. It's great to see. Everyone's, you know, it seems like they know the track. There's practice being put in. Overall, very good. I do want to apologize for my voice. My voice probably sounds kind of a little hoarse. I'm kind of getting through a sickness right now, so it's cold or something. So apologize for sounding a little off today, but we're going to get through it, you know? At 36, though, Eliza Indriani, very solid in P11. Brandon Fernapple, 12th place right here. So far, very, very good job by everybody getting through the S's. This is one of those tracks, I feel like, in the next gen car especially, where you can be fast. Like, you can get around this place pretty decently, right? But being fast is a whole nother it's a whole nother thing. And it's really, we find the speed in the braking zone a lot of the times. Obviously getting off the corners is huge too, but it's just a matter of, you know, being patient, especially right there in the carousel. Being patient enough to get through that. Either way, though, everyone right now is looking pretty sharp. Seeing a lot of cars coming off track. Oh, right there in the bus stop, Hank Caston. Getting through that. Oh, a little wide there in the carousel too, so gonna clean off those tires. Full of dirt and grass. It's gonna be slippery right there for sure. We're gonna focus on this pack right now. The lead pack has not changed really at all. The top three right now, Dalton Tucker and Dingler, about 1 second back. But then Brian Wirtz, about 2.5 seconds back. But then Joel Hamilton, 10 seconds back. So, I mean, we are definitely setting sail here in that top 10. But these guys right here, they're fighting pretty hard. So we're going to watch these guys real quick and see what is decided here. Entering the bus stop, got to be so careful here. Can't really go side by side. You can, but it's not favorable. Pretty good. 47 might sneak out on the outside lane. Doesn't really work that well. Yeah, these four guys right here, they seem pretty well equivalent. Brandon thought about diving down lower there, it seems like, but didn't want to go for it. Takes the outside lane. That's going to open up Isaac Mock here. Maybe not. A little bit of a lock breakup there for the 36. That might give enough room here for the 30 to catch him. So far, that might not be the case just yet. Again, you're really going to put together and string together a lot of these corners together to really get a run here. Passing is definitely not impossible, but it can be difficult. As we see, Isaac Mock here might have a chance. He wants to push that right there, but can't quite do it. Update on Ryan Dingler. Right now, he is 0.6 of a second back, so he has gained some time. He is there. This is the closest he's been since the initial pace laps. So he has found something here in that number 16. How much did he find? Because right now, tires are going to start to get worn out just a bit. We should see fuel becoming an issue here relatively soon. Maybe about maybe like 8 or 9 laps at this point. But a lot still to go. And Dingler's there. Let's ride on board here. See how we can figure out how to get this pass made. Already approaching lap down traffic too. That'll play a big role in how this goes down here. And that looks very, very solid. Trying what it can to make a move. In lap downs, that is the case. Solid effort for Tucker. He is right there. Doing such a good job right now. I believe in just a second we'll have Wesley come in as well. Great commentator here, so give us just a second. We're going to bring him in. Lap number 12. Good stuff right here. So while we transition here in the booth, let's give us 1 second. We'll go and thank a few sponsors here, actually. We'll do a race day non-stop. You will not miss a single inch of racing here. Come right back, folks. Alrighty, folks, big thanks to our sponsors here from Race Day and from No Limit Racing. Right now, we do bring in Wesley. He is here now. Love to see him. How's it going, man?
Good evening, buddy. Just coming in hot from announcing lacrosse, and welcome to those that are joining us on, of course, Race Day. And right now, here at the Glen, it is all Dalton Tucker continuing to lead the way since the drop of the green. Ryan Dingler in second, Brian Works third, Joel Hamilton, Matt Cherry right now, your top five. Continue to watch all these drivers working around the racetrack. Might want to bring the car noise down just a little bit, Steve. It's definitely overpowering my voice unless it's just on my end. Watkins Glen is where we are here at the Glen. And there's the battle for first and second now, diving off into that first turn here. All the while, Dalton Tucker and Ryan Dingler picking up laps quickly here. 14 of 55 now, Steve, in the early going of this race.
Yes, sir. It's been a great race so far. Nice and clean. These guys definitely put the practice in. And right now, 15 laps in, we're going to start to see gas becoming an issue here momentarily. Green flag pit stop should start in about 5 laps.
54 laps, 4 sets, including the front tires that are on the car to make it 5. Fuel run will be between 20 laps or so. So we might see about 3 pit stops in this race. All this is going on. We're going to be doing another giveaway, but we're going to be doing things differently on the event Facebook page. If you click on the word interested, there is the opportunity, if you will, to make yourself eligible. We're going to randomly just draw a name. We're not going to do the number generator, Steve, like we did last week. And all the while, man, it is all Tucker out in front for the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series here. And there he is. And he is starting, though, Steve, to overcome some lap traffic. This might be in favor of Dingler and Works to try to run him down, though.
Yeah, lap traffic will come into play, especially here, because we're not going to see any full course cautions. So that could happen right here. Martin next here off the pace. Went around here in the carousel. Has to get it back going.
On the 08 machine, Martinek with an issue. Finally back rolling again in the number 08 Ford. Remember, by the way, local cautions are only, if they call them in this area, the only time, if you will, that the yellow flag will be displayed on the racetrack, Steve Tucker, is if there is a massive crash. We could possibly see flag to flag, green flag race here tonight at the Glen as Martinek back off course again, trying to get back on and get back up to speed. He might have a lot of damage on that car. He might actually possibly be out of fuel as well. That's something I was thinking about as he tries to limp down on the pit road.
Could be. We're going to find out here right now, but not a bad day. Not a good day, I guess, right here for him so far.
Big thanks to IMB Racewear, Butt Kicker, Powder Coat Plus, and of course, everybody joining us on race day. Wesley Outland here with you. Steve Tucker alongside Steve. Thank you for filling in for me, buddy. I had to do radio play-by-play for a lacrosse broadcast and literally just come in hot on the front door like I said that I would. But, man, we're walking right now, and all the while closing in on lap 17, 16 of 54 laps. But all the while, it is still Dalton Tucker continuing as we see now the 22 machine. Man, I see that car, I think of pizza. The 82 car, right? Work, Mr. Work. Ryan Work for Dark Horse Racing, that Ford number 82 machine. I think of pizza. Got the Italian colors on the front hood of the car.
Oh,
meanwhile, they can start wheeling and dealing through the racetrack. There's the battle in the top 5. Noah Rainwater, Matt Lovett, Matt Cherry, all these guys right there in contention as we are starting to approach lap number 20 of this event now.
And right now we're seeing Ryan Dingler being the closest he's been to our leader, Dalton Tucker. This could be a big moment here. No more lap traffic.
Back down the front stretch, the back stretch, if you will, the back stretch to that inner loop, outer loop, if you will. Chicane into the carousel. Listen to the way they're hitting the rumble strips here at the Glen, Steve. Wow, what great effects.
Oh, yeah. Actually, just heard on social media, too, that they actually updated that bus stop entrance. Put some more turtles or bumps right there so that drivers don't use it up. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out in upcoming.
Don't forget, closing in on the halfway mark of the event. We'll be, of course, doing the opportunity for you to win a $25 gift certificate from IMB Racewear. A chance for some gloves from the awesome sponsors again at IMB Racewear. All you got to do is go to the events on Facebook for No Limit Racing. Click on the interested or going. It just so shows some type of interest. And if you do, that puts yourself in the running. And we'll be drawing that coming very soon. I believe 14 names are in the running. Am I correct, Steve Tucker? 14
That's
names
right.
in the running for that?
They are in the running, absolutely. We're going to draw that here at about the halfway point of the race, give or take. Got some cool stuff to give away.
That'll be around lap number, I'll say 28, roughly 54 laps, 20, 28, 27.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. It's coming fast. That's all I can tell you. I might be able to accomplish a full broadcast with you,
Ooh.
Steve. For one, I have to leave for another one.
There you go. Love that.
How you been doing, by the way? How's your daughter doing?
Daughter, he's great.
Your son? What? Yeah.
My son,
Your
he's
son,
great.
I'm sorry.
He's great.
Yeah.
Something I don't necessarily need to talk about on the stream, but he is doing very, very well. I do appreciate that.
That's
for
good.
Sure. Me,
Well,
however,
I know I know you a couple of weeks ago you had a family emergency. So I'm
Yes, sir.
just checking to see how you're doing, brother.
yes, sir. Right now, though, I told the folks, hey, we're feeling pretty sick today. Have the cold, have the runny nose, the cough
no.
going on. We're a complete train wreck right here. So, thank the Lord you came over here today, because it would have been a minimal word kind of a day today for me. But
My allergies have been killing me since I left Georgia on Monday. So
yeah.
it's just the pollen and the rain, and then the pollen in the air again, and then just we went from like 70, 80 degree temps to 30 degrees at
Yes.
night earlier this week, and I think it messes you up as we got pit stops going on. Boss man Brandon Frontapple was telling me there probably could be up to 3 pit stops being done here in this race. And right now, everybody just quickly getting around this racetrack with no problem here on race day.
yes, sir. Here they come down to the leaders. Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler come down pit road. First stop of the day.
Thanks to everybody that's joining us. Brandon Barria, Noah Rainwater, code FK8. Courtney, I want to say I'm saying it right. Courtney Barrier. Damian Neeson. Thanks to everybody in the chat box. Hit that subscribe button, by the way, if you're not done so. We're closing in on 700 subscribers on race day on social media. And right now, it is all Tucker, but they're coming down pit road here behind them. Second on back, Dingler, Cherry, Rainwater, Works, Lovett, Lottis, and Frontapple. All coming down pit road here on lap number 20 here, Steve.
Yes, sir. Right now, these guys right here pitting a little later. They might have a chance to, take a shorter pit stop later on, which is huge, right? No tires, less fuel. Could be a big moment for them. But a lot of these guys taking tires, which is interesting because in these next-gen cars, they're not necessarily, needing to have to. I'm thinking that these guys take tires here, but no tires in their second stop, and then they're good to go. So we're going to find out pretty quick. But 21 laps to go, or into the race. Still a long way to go here.
Thank you very much, Steve, and all this going on again as we continue to watch these green flag pit stops continue to surface as we approach halfway. Don't forget, we'll be drawing somebody up to 14 names. There's that number 48 machine on the racetrack. Muscarella, the top 5, the Cobalt Tools Entry Chevrolet, working now back to the start-finish line off that final turn. And we're starting to get to see these green flag pit stops ensue all the while still. Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, Brian Wirtz, Robert Kahn. And now, Anthony Hutchinson, Brian Ruzi coming down pit road. The 02 and the 50 machine now here, Steve.
Yes, sir. A lot of these guys going in late. So right now, Anthony Hutchinson, Brian Ruzi, they're coming in 2 laps later than the leaders. So they've been able to save more fuel than they can, so that might be a big play later on today for sure.
Don't forget that $25 gift card coming up soon. That $25 gift card coming up soon from the fine folks at IMB Raceway. We're going to draw somebody in those 14 names. Coming up on the halfway mark of the race. Closed it in on lap number 22. And right now, Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, Brian Wirtz, Robert Kahn. Here comes Robert Kahn. He'll come onto the pit lane and give up fourth spot as Tucker hitting and exiting in the lead. Steve, that's just sure domination by the number 21 machine for Doc Star Garage.
So far, yeah. I mean, right now he has a 1.3 second lead, so he definitely lost some time, Ryan Dingler, in the pit right now. Also, some blinky blink action right now going on, so connectivity issues as well, but gotta catch that gap back up. Robert Kahn right now on pit road as well. A couple more drivers, Michael Wolf.
Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, Brian Wirtz, Alex Muscarella, Matt Cherry now in that top 5 position as they work their way back down the straightaway. There's Cherry's car, a little wiggle there on the rear end of the car, 45, as he works his way back around to the corner. Off that back stretch, off the S's. All the while, still a great performance by that 21. There's a Simac 45 we just mentioned of Cherry. And right now, just kind of willing and dealing around here, if you will. Steve, just everybody's kind of minding their P's and Q's, single file down here on the racetrack as we just wrapped up pit stops. And honestly, if we continue to spread them out, first to 13th is now 45 seconds, 48 seconds difference on the racetrack now.
It's a big gap for sure. We're going to see a lot of these guys start to go a lap down. Dalton Tucker's setting a blazing speed right here. So, I mean, right now, top 18 are on the lead lap. But pretty quickly here, we're going to see a couple more go down a lap here. Ruzi, you know, and Brandon Barrier, drivers like that. So, as we're seeing it, Tucker is right there, about to pass.
Watch it now, side by side as they work back down to the front straightaway. At the 53 and the 16 going at it. That's Barrier now battling with Dingler. And Barrier is a lap down, actually. First car, a lap down.
Yeah, and through that right there, Ryan Dingler caught up to Tucker just a little bit, but half a tenth. Did a better job getting around those lap cars than Dalton Tucker did, so you gotta be careful there. But Dalton setting a pace right now. Hutchinson, Indiana, about to be next in line here to go a lap down. So pretty close battles here, but man, Dalton Tucker is just setting just an absolute clinic right now. He's 19 seconds actually ahead of P4. So that's incredible.
Yeah, very impressive run, definitely, yeah. And you got to remember, last week at Darlington, obviously, Steve, Dalton Tucker kind of had this kind of same dominance in the first stage of the race, the first couple of moments of the race, and then in the latter stages, he kind of fell off and got caught up with some problems on the racetrack.
Yes.
Hopefully he can keep that momentum going for him tonight as we're approaching the halfway mark of the race here.
Yes, we are. A lot of these drivers having some struggles right here. I was telling the viewers earlier, Wesley, this is one of those road courses in this car that you can get around it pretty well, right? But having the speed to get around it is a whole nother ball game. So a lot of these guys, you know, a lot less self spins and things like that than we've seen in other road courses, but it's just so hard to find speed at a track like this.
Still Dalton Tucker in the lead, Ryan Dingler second, Brian Wirtz is third, Alex Muscarella followed by Matt Cherry, top 5, Joel Hamilton Quentin Lee, Noah Rainwater, Matt Lovett, John Lotus. And that's the way they stand right now. Code FK8. If there's something that race control will, we're just the broadcasters, so I understand your frustration, but definitely don't have anything to do with us. As we got a spinner, the 22 HendrickCars.com entry going off track for just a moment. Trying to get back rolling. Local caution if they do call one for Michael Wolf, but honestly, Steve, he's right back going again here at halfway coming up.
Yeah, local cautions are going to be things that iRacing throws. It's just standard road racing procedure, right? That just lets drivers know that, hey, turn one is an issue or whatnot. But I doubt we'll see any, full course cautions just because these drivers really aren't that close together. And I don't see a situation where we're going to block the track, right? So right now it's going to be clean and green as we see it. Lap 27 about to be halfway. So going by pretty quick here.
It is definitely flying by very fast, no doubt. No Limit Racing, by the way, follow them on Facebook. And of course, Race Day is available on X. Isn't it Race Day iRacing or Race Day Sim Racing, something like that?
Yep.
For your handle?
At Race Day iRacing. That is right.
At Race Day iRacing. There you go. Don't even have it in front of me, and I was taking a gamble calling it. Tucker still in out in front, of course. No Limit Racing is available on Facebook. Thanks to all of our partners, including No Limit Racing, of course, Extreme Graphics, Bud Picker, and IMB Racewear, Powder Coat Plus. And we, of course, are watching the sheer domination of the driver of Dalton Tucker. And Tucker is absolutely running away with it here.
Yeah, so far it's very, very impressive. I mean, Dingler is close enough to kind of sniff that lead, but hasn't quite gotten around him yet. So close battle. Brian Wirtz still there too, about 3 seconds back. So definitely in contention, but everyone else, it's they have set sail.
All of this going on here now as we approach closing in on 30 laps. The man that leads the lane, Dalton Tucker, the number 21 machine. What a performance by this guy. I mean, just picking him up and putting him down in his own world tonight. Nobody in any way, shape, or form able to compete with this guy. I mean, Steve, the interval is Ryan Dingler almost over a second back to him on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, I mentioned it earlier, too. A track like this, I mean, practice is so important, right? Because a lot of road course racing in general is, you kind of control your own destiny, right? And putting the practice in, getting around the corners the right way, knowing your braking zones, things like that, that will earn you the spots and the points to get yourself further into that driver standings. And right now, Dalton Tucker obviously has the talent, put in the practice, and got it done. And right now, we just passed lap 30, 25 laps to go. It's a good time right now, Wesley, to pick a winner.
Let's drum roll. Right, drum roll the winner, please, to pick out who the winner is going to be. And of one of 14 names. Well, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? Just randomly pick somebody here? Is that one, Steve?
Yeah, I've got him on the screen right here. So one of these 14 winners, or I guess contestants, will win. So how do you want to do it, Wesley? I'll leave this to you.
All right, so here we go. Let's play random number generator again. Let me cue it up on my computer. Random number generator. And you said it was 14 people, right?
That's right.
So 1 of 14 for random number generator. Random number generator for 1 of 14 has been in place, and we are going to generate now. And we're halfway home. Number 7 of 14. So whoever was number 7, Matt Cherry, who's 5th on the racetrack, Matt Cherry has just picked up a $25 gift voucher for IMB Racewear gloves. There you go. Congratulations, IMB Racewear. That's fair, right? I mean, that's fair doing it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Right. That's Sim Max, I believe it says right there on the side of the car, looking very, very good. Love the paint scheme. And yeah, I mean, yeah, P5, very solid. Oh, hold on though. Maybe not for long. Gets side turned.
Cherry found out he won. He got excited. And then he's coming on the pit road.
Oh, no, he had to because he was past the commitment cone into the pit road. That's unfortunate.
Wow. Oh, man. He had no other choice but to come down pit road.
Lordy. Might come down, might drive through. I mean, at this point, maybe you just take the fuel and off you go, but make the most of it. That's a huge...
Might be the best, that might be the best idea to do right now, the best thing.
Yeah.
To do that. By the way, under 25 laps to go. Yes, sir, definitely. And all you see at Cherry, by the way, if there's any consolation for Matt Cherry, Matt, congratulations. You are the winner of a $25, of course, gift voucher card from IMB Racewear. As you see Cherry back on track now again. Tucker, guess what, though? Someone's reeling him in. And it's Dingler coming after the 21 here, Steve.
Yes, sir. He is there, man. I'll tell you what. He has found something.
To the outside. Trying to make a run on the 21, clearing by some more lap traffic. And that's exactly what he's planning to do.
Getting pretty close for sure. 0.3 of a second back. That's the closest we've seen him since the beginning of the race. And man, oh man, he is closing in right here.
Coming after him, making a run.
Not bad so far. So Matt Cherry, quick update for him. Not too bad that he had to pit right there because he'll have to come pit anyway in 4 laps or 2 or 3 laps. So really, that's fine for him. In his next pit stop, which he'll have to take anyway, he'll just take more fuel than he had to right now. So not the worst thing in the world for him, but definitely didn't want to get spun out for sure.
Back across the line, closing in on 20 laps to go. 20 remaining in this one. And all the while, the leader of this one, Dalton Tucker. Car number 21, Ryan Dingler in that second spot.
More lap traffic
Dingler,
right here.
I gotta wonder here if lap traffic's gonna become a big factor to determine the outcome of this race, no doubt. But you do know, though, also with 20 laps to go, closing in here, they're gonna have to pit again here, Steve Tucker.
Yes, they are. And very, very soon, too. So, whoa, one car way off right there. Couldn't quite see who it was, but turn 1, you gotta be careful. You can use up a lot of those brakes and just kind of send it, which we just saw, so.
Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, Brian Wirtz. Quentin Lee will now go to 5th as the Chevrolet Cobalt Tools entry of Alex Muscarella on pit road again in the 48. Joel Hamilton now. Yes, maybe trying to go for the undercut in the Cobalt Lowe's 48 Camaro. This might be in his favor as well, Steve, as we close in on 20 to go.
Yeah, the thing is, we saw drivers earlier pitting at lap 22 for their first stop. So if we see a lot of those guys doing that again, they might, big question mark, might be able to take fuel here and top it off, and that's going to be it. They might have enough to get to the end. It'll be very, very close, but we'll see how they decide to make that work. But Dalton Tucker, your leader, not yet.
20 laps to go. We're going to take our final race day network timeout. When we come back, we are going to take you to the checkered flag. Steve and I will. Don't go anywhere from WATKINS GLEN. And hey, we're going to go side by side, actually, so you don't miss any of the action as we approach the finish here for the Next Gen Cup Series presented by Extreme Graphics. Big thanks to all of our partners on race day. Of course, the side-by-side coverage as we approach the end of WATKINS GLEN and round number 4 of the year. I'm Wesley Outlet, Steve Tucker alongside, and under 20 laps to go here in this event for 54 laps. And honestly, flying by very quickly here, Steve, and what a performance by Ryan Dingler, now finally getting around Dalton Tucker, but now he is in the 8-ball of strategy because Brian Wirtz is running him down in the 82, but we know they're all gonna have to pit again, and Dalton Tucker just did that a moment ago on lap 35.
Well, here's the thing though, I mean, Dalton Tucker just pit, he's in 3rd spot right now, but Brian Wirtz and Dingler did not pit, so these guys are trying to squeeze it out as much as they can. And I think they're going to try to make it a one-stopper. They got to pit real quick pretty soon here. But that's going to be it for them. So we'll see how this strategy shakes out. Either way, Ryan Dingler gets that 1 extra point for leading a lap. So smart move for him.
Ryan Dingler, Brian Wirtz, Dalton Tucker, Alex Muscarella. Front Apple now in 5th, Matt Cherry, Quentin Lee, Robert Kahn, Sean Laudison, and Joel Hamilton, your top 10. There's that 14 machine on track right now in 8th, Robert Kahn, and behind him a virtual thundering herd trying to run him down as they come to the line. I've always said this, Steve. I wish some iRacing series that I broadcast for would open up the boot again. I love the boot
yes.
on WATKINS GLEN.
I agree. Definitely harder. It's not as smooth. It's bumpy for sure, but it's a lot of fun. I agree. Here we go. Your leader comes down pit road.
Wirtz, Tucker, Dingler, all these guys, 1, 2, and 3. And Wirtz around the racetrack one more time, closing in. 30 seconds, if that's the truth right there. Tucker 30 seconds back to Brian Wirtz. Ryan Dingler back 37, 33 seconds. A minute back is Alex Muscarella. And everyone else behind them, Steve Tucker, they're a lap down or more from 5th on back.
Yeah, it's really a dominating performance here. But interestingly enough, Brian Wirtz is still not coming down to pit. So he is really spreading this thing pretty thin. He's going to come down pit road here momentarily, and he'll get to put in less fuel than his competitors. Might do pretty well. He'll definitely have enough to get to the end. A lot of strategy being played here by this top three.
"15 laps to go when they come back to the line here at the Glen. Sim race time only 47 minutes now. And bringing this one to the finish here, Brian Wirtz. What a performance for Dark Horse Racing. Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, 1, 2, and 3. There's the 55 now. Looking at him work around the racetrack, Joel Hamilton. And we're starting to see now, Steve, some of these drivers that, wow, I mean, I can't believe it. Only 4 cars in the lead lap. That's it. That's it.
Yes, sir. Here he is. Brian Wirtz
on
comes
pit
down.
road. Yep. Wow.
How much fuel does he put into that car? Because he doesn't need a lot. 15 laps to go. Probably not going to take tires again. They took tires in that first pit stop. A lot on the line here. Dalton Tucker 30 seconds back. And he's sneaking one out here. Brian Wirtz and get in front of Dalton Tucker. Look at that. That's all he needed for fuel. It's going to be close here on exit.
Brian Wirtz entered the pit lane in first, and he came out in first. Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. And Dalton Tucker has 3 cars ahead of him that are a lap down or about to be a lap down. This is huge for Brian Wirtz to try and nail this thing and get himself that first win. What a strategy call there, Wesley. Unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely making it work here down to the end of things. 15 laps to go. There's the 41. There's another lap machine of Lovett. Lovett on the outside of Walmart race car Chevrolet.
Oh!
There's contact. Oh my goodness, what a crash. Oh, Wirtz goes around. No correction. That's Matt Lovett. Matt Lovett in with Tucker and some other cars. Oh my goodness, do we got a replay, Steve, on race day? What just happened here? Look at this.
Oh my word. We'll try and get a better angle here. That was insane.
Oh boy, him and Tucker bonsaied off of one another. Matt Cherry ran out of room, and maybe we could try to get it about a corner ahead to see what led up to that, because there was definitely some contact back and forth between these guys, which led up to this here. And set it up for Steve as we'll get another angle of it here.
Everything else shows too far back, but here we go. This might be it right here, actually. Coming into the bus stop.
Tucker, there's Cherry.
Ooh.
They're working their way through the chicane. Look at Tucker driving through the darn grass, got to the left, to the right rear of the 41 of Matt Lovett, excuse me. And while all this goes on, Tucker on the rumble strips, running out of room, ran Lovett all the way down on the racetrack, and there's what happened. Oh, man.
Yeah, tough for sure right there for the 41. Crazy, crazy.
Gotta wonder how much damage 3 seconds back is on Dalton Tucker's car as well, Steve. And obviously, tough break for the 41 of Matt Lovett. He's on pit road with severe damage on the ballpark Dark Horse Racing entry Chevrolet.
Yeah, I mean, man, Dalton Tucker getting through that lap traffic, he just sent it in through the bus stop and just didn't care who was in front of him. Right now, though, almost 3 seconds back of Brian Wirtz. This is bad news bears here for Tucker. Can he catch him? Not quite sure. I don't know.
Totally impressed that this is actually round number 4 of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing how fast this year's flew by, no doubt about it, in this series. And all the while, Brian Wirtz now having the opportunity to show his strengths up in front. and lead the way here.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Not
that
been a
gap is not
runaway.
closing.
It's not been a runaway, Steve, but it's not been a boring race either, no doubt.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, different strategies, right? I mean, this is the thing about, you know, caution-free races and green flag, right? You have to kind of measure out your tires and your fuel, and this is what can happen. You know, Brian Wirtz up here made the right call for strategy, and up 2.7 seconds. That gap is not closing between him and Dalton Tucker, who's dominated this race. So, I'll tell you what, pretty smart move.
Closing in on 10 laps remaining, 12 to go now, actually. As the laps continue to tick to the end here. Next week, by the way, 200 laps around the Munster Mile. That is Dover Motor Speedway. You know, Steve, I did a race last night at Dover, and we ran 150 laps for the trucks. And that race was done in over an hour and 15 minutes for a 250 lap. I mean, it was 3 stages. The only cautions came out at the end of the stages, but the race was phenomenal. James Mullins picked up the win, obviously, for Elliott Sadler Esports. Next week, Dover. And then we come back the following week for round 6, and that'll be Nashville, Martinsville, Dover, Nashville, Martinsville, all on the way. And as we approach Memorial Day, make no mistake about it there, Steve Tucker will be at Charlotte.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, to be honest. Awesome place for that. Right here, though, Brian Wirtz in an awesome spot of his own. 3.5 seconds almost from Dalton Tucker. So Tucker here is getting desperate. He's not catching his competitor, Brian Wirtz.
Wirtz, Tucker, Dingler, right now the top 3. That's the way they stand right now as the laps continue to close into the finish of this one. Absolutely impressed with the performance that obviously Dalton Tucker had in the first half of this race, Steve Tucker, but now Brian Wirtz having the opportunity to show his strengths, and he is now the Pied Piper, if you will, as we close in on the final home stretch of this race at the Glen.
Yes, sir, and right now, man, a lot has changed in 54 laps. At this point, 44 laps. Whoa, big wreck right here off the bus stop. Who was that? Oh, my word. Can't see it, unfortunately,
just
but man.
A moment ago. Boy, yeah, that could have been bad.
I mean, look at this. I mean, Muscarella right now in P4, but 35 seconds back. So you can tell that the top 3 really just are setting sail. Everyone else is just trying to catch up.
And laps to go. Home stretch. Anybody going to pit to the finish of this one? That's the question, obviously, as we close to the end of this one here now. Can they go to the distance? That's the question. Last time lot pitted was lap 39. Brian Wirtz, the leader. Lap 39, 35 for Tucker, 37 for Dingler. Everyone else was around 34 to 30 laps in 5th on back. 9 to go.
Yeah, and right now, too, one thing to keep in mind, these drivers, most of them at least, took tires on their first pit stop, and they didn't take them their second time, and you can see it because these guys are struggling here. The 41 in shambles yet again. Matt Lovett right here. We just saw him a second ago. Now he's gone. Well, here we go. Big gaggle of cars right here, 55. Way off track here. Woo.
Big gaggle of traffic behind that 45 of Cherry. Con. 55, also the lap machine. All this going on. My apologies. Hamilton's on the lead lap. There's Matt Cherry now inside, battling hard. Love these camera angles on race day as well, Steve. Good production, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Man, Matt Cherry in P9 right now worked his way back up after that incident, after he won our little contest. But man, has had a pretty good recovery. Nice drone cam as we get through the bus stop. Love this angle right here. Matt Cherry still looking pretty good. A top 10 at a road course, in my mind, is a pretty good day for you. Good points day, and right now, a lot of these guys getting that job done.
Brian Workstead, Dalton Tucker, Ryan Dingler, Alex Muscarella, Quentin Lee, your top 5. How about Quentin Lee up 13 spots now to hit 5th? Robert Kahn up 16 positions in that 14 Mobile One Chevrolet in 7th spot. There you see him. And the homes we go as well. Steve 7 at the line.
Yeah, right now, I mean, this just seems like a flashback to Darlington, to your point from earlier, right? Dalton Tucker has got to be punching the air right now. P2 again, dominated the entire race, and then that pit strategy by Brian Wirtz seems like it got, the best of him. So what can he do to find himself in the winner's circle? It's got to be frustrating.
Shocking world of the streaming world of motorsports. Steve, if you didn't know, they've announced that the Flow Racing is going to become the official streaming partner of the Snowball Derby.
Really?
Yeah, breaking news on that. As for many years, and myself has worked at the Snowball Derby. I've worked the Snowball Derby 3 years in the past, and it was on Racing America, no longer on Racing America. Flow Racing with the broadcast rights for the Snowball Derby, the greatest short track race in America, in December in Pensacola. Obviously, a lot of fans of the world of iRacing love real racing, and oh, that's a shocker right there. Brian Wirtz now continuing to pick them up and put them down. 6 to go here at Watkins Glen. Believe it or not, Steve, he's about to lap the 7th place car of Robert Kahn.
He sure is. Extremely fast, man. It's just looking so good. But this is going to be the time right here where if Dalton Tucker has anything, it's got to be here. It's got to be Brian Wirtz getting through this lap traffic and Dalton Tucker doing a better job of it. But 6 laps to go. Man, I don't know.
What a performance. Absolutely just electrifying drive by Brian Wirtz. And by the way, we've seen this happen to Dalton Tucker last week, if you remember. Shades of what happened to him. He was up in front. He was doing good. Fell back in the end. And the same thing happened to him now in 2nd spot, but definitely not up in the front to rally for a win right now, no doubt.
Dalton Tucker has gained a 2nd on him right there, but again, still 5 laps to go. He's going to just push it right here.
Five laps to go. What a job. What a job by the man in front. So impressed in what Brian Wirtz and Dalton Tucker's done. By the way, though, don't count out Dalton Tucker. He's only 2 seconds back. Something happens to the 82. Brian Wirtz gets fired in lap traffic. You can see him try to get back in this game here, but
that's right.
He better do something quick here, Steve.
Yeah, he's got to. That deficit is not closing down right now, but he's got cars ahead of him, and that's not going to work.
Brian Wirtz, the IMB racewear. Entry from Howell, Michigan. Continuing to lead the way. There's that beautiful looking race car, No Limits. IMB racewear, No Limits racing entry. There he goes. Picking them off one by one. There's, of course, Matt Lovett in front of him also. The 36, another car, going a lap down of Adriani. You know, there's an old cliche, obviously. There's a race going on and you're not in it, get out of the way. But I got to say, Steve, you can't think that way if you're thinking about these guys that are on the tail end of the lead lap, because honestly, they want to fight to stay on the lead lap. Exactly. They're not just going to roll over. But in that case, if you're multiple laps down, get the hell out of the way. Let these guys fight it out that are amongst the lead pack. I've always said that in real life or virtual. There's a race going on. It's not your night. You're not in it. Let these guys that are on the lead lap fight it out.
Yeah, completely agree. And right now, Dalton Tucker's going to deal with 2 wide here in the last corner. You're right, though. Get out of the way and let the leaders fight it out. But Dalton Tucker's really not that close to really fight it out, per se. 3 laps to go here in Watkins Glen.
Brian Wirtz hitting his marks perfectly, doing a phenomenal job. There he goes back around the track again. Tucker on the outside one more time. Here comes Dinger. Can he make a run? Dinger 7 seconds back, actually. There are 5 cars in the lead lap. The interval from the lead lap cars from the leader of Dark Horse Racing, Ford 82 of Brian Wirtz, is 1:31.7 seconds back on the interval from there to the leader. 1 minute, 10 seconds from everyone else, and they're a lap down from 6th on back here. As we close in at 3 to go here now, Steve.
Yes, sir. 2 laps to go here. Just about. Brian Wirtz going to set sail here. No contention from Dalton Tucker, about 5 seconds back now, unfortunately. It's not going to be Dalton Tucker's day again. Back-to-back weeks.
And by the way, I love these camera angles that you've been able to put together on this production for race day. Absolutely. Whoa. Oh, we got a couple of cars spinning around. Hold on to it. And they're wrecking. 2 more cars crash into the barrier. Oh my goodness, is that the 50 machine? I believe it is.
It is.
That's Ruzi. Ruzi in trouble. Number 50 involved. A no caution, it was a local caution. Brian Ruzi from, of course, Naugatuck, Connecticut, and the Liberty Paintball entry. We still stay green. Penultimate lap at the Glen, ready to go here, Steve, as we approach the checker flag.
Here we go, Brian Wirtz. One more time around to secure his win. Can he do it?
Coming down to the line, here he comes. The white flag will wave. One more lap to go here on race day. Brian Wirtz, wheeling and dealing off the corner. Storming from the field. Opens now the interval now. 6.5 seconds to Dalton Tucker, who honestly, Steve, was the Pied Piper of this race until that first round of pit stops, and then he fell back, and he never capitalized from there. From there on, the strategy went in favor of Brian Wirtz, and Dalton Tucker, as far as he could climb, is second. Even trying to go for an undercut. 4 laps ahead of Brian Wirtz on the money stop. It still is not enough for the driver of the number 82 Ford for Dark Horse Racing. Dalton Tucker, his Chevrolet 21, right there in view. But honestly, here he comes, Steve. He's coming to the checkered flag, buddy. Brian Wirtz picks up the win in round 4 at Watkins Glen. The Dark Horse Racing number 82 entry gets it done. There it is, the first, scrolling across the screen here on race day. Second place will go to Dalton Tucker in that number 21 car. 7 seconds back at the checkered flag. Time of race, almost an hour and 7 minutes to run 54 caution laps free in this feature race here for round 4 of the No Limit Racing Extreme Graphics Next Gen Cup Series. And there it is. Third place for Alex Muscarella. Muscarella will go to third in that 48 machine, the Cobalt Tools Lowe's Ford entry. Steve, what a performance by Brian Wirtz, man. Look at him just continue to take in the moment of round 4 of the year.
Got it done. I mean, pit strategy was the call. Unfortunately, Dalton Tucker could not get it done. We'll talk to him in just a second. We'll talk to our top 3 as we usually do. But, man, Brian Wirtz gets it done in the IMB Race 4 machine. Looking so good. Awesome win today.
Rest of the rundown, including Sean Lonnison in the top 5, Quentin Lee, Robert Kahn, top 5, Sean Lonnison, Joel Hamilton, Matt Cherry, Brandon Frontapple with a top 10 finish. By the way, only 4 cars on the lead lap as Brian Wirtz gets ready to burn it down here at Watkins Glen on race day. Coming up, post-race wrap-up, and we talk to the podium next. There you go. I got Tucker. Okay, I've got.
Here we go.
I got.
Alrighty, folks, we are back for the Watkins Glen race here for No Limit Racing, and right now we're going to bring in our top 3. We thought we had. Oh, here he is. Alex
Yeah,
Muscarella.
I've got him. Yeah, there we go. Alex Muscarella. I believe we're trying to bring him in the third place, man. By the way, only 4 cars on the lead lap when this race concluded here tonight at Watkins Glen. And Alex Muscarella in the booth on race day, man. You got a third place podium. What's your take of tonight's race, sir?
I mean, I just kind of putted along, to be honest. I ran a lot worse of qualifying time than I wanted to because the chair I sat in tried to roll away in the final corner and kind of choked qualifying.
Oh,
for me.
wow.
So I just kind of, chugged along, grabbed a bunch of spots early, and then just didn't take tires and putted along and stayed on the lead lap, I guess. So,
Steve, you got anything for Mr. Alex?
Man. I mean, hey, great stuff. P3 is a great day for you. Give us real quick any shout outs you might have, sponsors, friends, and family. What you got?
you managed to make everything vanish from my brain. I don't really got much, man.
All right, Alex Muscarella there will finish in the number 3 spot. Let's go to the runner-up of the event where for 2 weeks in a row, Darlington and Watkins Glen, this guy has been the Pied Piper, if I say so, being competitive, doing well, at least it's consistency. The number 21, Dalton Tucker, another runner-up finish. Dalton, your take of tonight here at Watkins Glen, is it disappointing to have such a dominant car in the first half of the race and then kind of falling back to just being second best at the checkered flag, sir?
I wouldn't say it was disappointing. I thought Brian was class of the field for the whole week, and I knew he had the long run speed, and I kept trying to get away, and he definitely had the speed at the end, and getting caught up behind quite a few cars really hurt and just separated us, and can't make up time like that with someone like Brian at a road course.
Yeah, man, great stuff. Obviously, that win's coming for sure. But real quick, give us, just like a second ago, give us a shout out. So you got on the car, sponsors, friends and family. Who do you have for us today?
Definitely appreciate Capital Materials. Been with them for about 12 years now, so big shout out to them. Shout out to Brian. Me and him were in the same chat, just kind of talking and sharing frustrations throughout the race with lap cars, and just appreciate my family for watching, and yeah, just good win for Brian.
You know, Dalton, the segue into that, to thank your sponsors or anyone else again, man, for sure. Me and Steve kind of, hinted on that, especially in the late rally of the race where there's a lot of lap machines that are in the way of the leaders. And I can understand if you're on the tail end of the lead lap trying to fight from being a lap down. But if you're multiple laps down, don't hold up the fast machines. And I think we saw that a lot tonight, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. It's just part of road racing, and it is what it is. We'll get them next week.
There you go. The thoughts of Dalton Tucker, number 21. His Chevrolet will finish in second spot again. The victory lane we roll here on race day, and the man in the 82 gets it done. Brian Wirtz, congratulations.
Thank you.
Brian, Dalton said that he thought you was the class of the field. From what I saw, Dalton Tucker was really strong in the first half of the race. What was the strategy that you had to do differently to get around the 21 and to continue to hold on to that momentum and then pretty much lap everybody in sight to get this win?
Man, there's a lot to it because it's very hard to defeat Dalton Tucker. He's extremely fast, and all week in practice we went back and forth on who had the better laps, and I'd really sat down to an entire mock race, if you will, in practice, and kind of figured out how to save the tires. And I really have to thank, I have a buddy of mine, Ian Brasfield, who I do a lot of endurance racing with. We talk a lot of strategy and a lot of scenario talk. And one of those actually popped up toward the end of the race, where we had a big clean track for about 15 seconds ahead of the three of us. And they hit pit road, and it gave me free reign on a clean track. They came off pit road behind some lap cars inside of traffic, and it spit me out in front of the lead, and it allowed the tire saving that I did early in the race to kind of take hold and kind of expand on that gap once we got going.
Steve, you got the winner. Brian Wirtz here as we wrap things up on race day.
Yeah, man, killer job today. That strategy obviously worked out well for you and holding on to tires and fuel, so great job there, man. Your car looks so good. IMB on the hood and No Limit on the left side of it, right side of it. Talk to us about your sponsors, man, and congrats again today. Big win.
Thank you. I love IMB. They're an awesome partner to have with us. They have awesome race gloves, race boots. I've put myself in an order. Hopefully there's a lucky fan that won the giveaway that we had on our Facebook page. If you look up No Limits Racing on Facebook or on NLRleague.com, you can get in on those giveaways.
Yeah, believe it or not, Matt Cherry won at halfway. Brian, and he crashed. So, is that some bad luck or run?
That's some bad luck. Maybe if he had those gloves, he wouldn't have crashed.
Very well, man. Well, Bud, thank you so much for your time. Round 4 tonight, going to the Chevrolet, the driver of the number 82 machine, of course. The driver there of Mr. Brian Wirtz in the Ford. By the way, one Ford in victory lane. It is the oval over the bow ties in the top 5, of course, of Dalton Tucker, Alex Muscarella, Quentin Lee, everyone else, of course, with Robert Kahn. A lap down is, of course, that'll wrap up our coverage on race day. Steve Tucker, it's on next week to Dover Motor Speedway, from a road course to now Miles the Munster, gonna chomp them up here in No Limit Racing. Man, your final take of tonight's broadcast, sir.
Just great road course racing, tough battles all around the track right now. Brian Wirtz getting it done, right? But next week, you said it, the concrete's a whole different beast right there, and Dover is gonna be one hell of a race. So cannot wait to get there and conquer that concrete mess. It's gonna be a lot of fun there. So big thanks to you for being here, and thanks to all the fans who are tuning in and supporting the channel as well as the league. So big shout out to you guys.
That's exactly right. Remember to check us out, of course, at Race Day iRacing on X, and of course, No Limit Racing on Facebook. All of our sponsors. For Brandon Frontapple, the promoter. For Steve Tucker, this is Wesley Outland, thanking you and yours for joining us. Congratulations to Brian Wirtz winning here at Watkins Glen on Race Day. We'll see you next week at Dover.